Thompson.
Well, I appreciate that. My whole life as a young boy, I grew up in a family-owned sporting goods business. It wasn't a very big operation. It really was my mom and dad, a brother and a sister, and there was a store that was open 7 days a week and 12-hour days. As a teenager, I remember I had the 6 a.m. shift on Saturday morning to get up.
Woo!
And
what did you do wrong?
I felt like I was getting up in the middle of the night back then. But I was in hunting season, it was ammunition and supplies, and fishing season was bait and minnows. But it was a wonderful way to grow up and to be able to see and to live the private sector, because that's what it was. We were immersed in it, and it was very positive from that standpoint of interacting with the public. But at the same time, it was a front row seat on just how many burdens government can layer on business, on jobs, and to whether it was taxes, whether it was regulations, just incredible burdens. And but it was, I guess I have very fond memories, but I have some very useful lessons that I take from those early years. Then went on into healthcare and created jobs and managed rehabilitation services and worked within a skilled nursing facility. I most recently, we're talking taxes tonight and the impending looming taxes that will go into effect here January 1st. Probably about 2 months ago, I was in Titusville, Pennsylvania. It's where one of my district offices, we just happened to be having an event there one evening. For the Titusville may sound familiar to those who remember their history. That's where we drilled oil the first time anywhere in the world, in Titusville, Pennsylvania, 151 years ago.
Wow.
We're very proud of that. We call it the valley that changed the world with the discovery of oil. But I was talking with...
Would that have been about 1870s or so, or...?
Yeah, absolutely. This is our 151st anniversary.
Okay.
So but I was talking with an individual whose family actually had roots maybe going back 151 years. And I was talking with this gentleman, and he was describing that he has a family business. And his family has been in this business for at least 100 years or more. And he talked about how just during his lifetime, now this is just his lifetime, he has had to purchase his family business from the government 3 times. Every time a generation has passed away. That's just morally wrong. And it's economically stupid. The fact is, this is a company that has for over a century created and provided really good jobs for that community, for that part of Pennsylvania.
And yet he's having to buy his own company back from the government.
Because of I guess the official word is the estate tax. I like to call
the death tax.
I like to call it what it is, and it's the death tax. And we know that today, as a result of these tax cuts, a schedule that was set up almost 10 years ago, for someone that passes away in 2010, the death tax is 0%.
They've already been taxed all through their lifetime. They've saved something up for their kids,
which is a part of the American dream.
And they want to pass it on their kids. So the death tax is going to tax them, whereas if they'd gone out and gotten drunk and gambled it away, they wouldn't have to pay any tax. So what sort of an incentive is that,
Right.
It's immoral, you're right.
It is.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're making great points, and I think those are points that the American people understand, that the American dream is you work hard, you sacrifice, you take risks, you accumulate wealth, you make profit, and you want to pass it along to your children, your grandchildren. You want to provide for them. And that's the American way. It's the American dream. And what does the government do? Government comes in and takes a large portion of it back. And, if there's got to be a lot of people right now thinking about it would be much better and more convenient to die between now and December 31st, because the death tax is 0%. But if you're unfortunate enough and you die a minute after midnight, on January 1st, it's 55%. And you think about someone that owns a business like that gentleman. or a family farm, for that matter. I mean, what part of a business or a farm do you sell, do you liquidate in order to come up with 55%? If it's a farm, do you sell the livestock? Do you sell the barn, the outbuildings, the acreage, the crops, the equipment, the resources, the inventory? If you sell any of those, you don't have a business or you don't have a farm. And frankly, people don't have jobs because we drive those jobs out. And I think there are many taxes like that, but that is just one of the most egregious ones.
Death tax is a killer, isn't it?
If the gentleman would yield back to...
Yeah, I yield.
And I would claim time for my friend, because on this same point,